Okay, so one solution of this Schrodinger's time independent equation can be written as this is xi, and this is equal to x into x, y of y, and z of z, and substituting this expression into the Schrodinger's equation and dividing by this on both sides of the equation. We have that 1 over x into x, x partial square x into x over partial x square plus 1 over y into y times partial square y into y divided by partial y square plus 1 over z into z times partial square z times z over partial z square. It is equal to minus 8 pi square m over h square times e, right? So this yields the partial square x over x divided by partial x square plus e sub x into x is equal to 0, and uh, this is equal to partial square y into y divided by partial y square plus y into y. This is equal to 0, and partial square z times z over partial with respect to z square plus ez and z into z is equal to 0, right? And ex, ey, and ez are constants, and this satisfies that ex plus ey plus ez is equal to 8 pi square m over h square times e, right? And by solving the above three equations, we have that x or in terms of x is equal to cx e power iota square root uh, e x times x, right? And plus dx e power minus iota square root x times x, right? And y of y is equal to c sub y e power iota square root e sub y times y plus d sub y e power minus iota square root e sub y times y, and this is z into z is equal to cz e power iota square root ez times z plus dz e power minus iota square root ez times z, right? And finally putting the values, uh, we have that this is equal to cx e power iota square root e sub x times x plus d sub x e power minus iota sub e x times x, and this is cy e power iota square root ey times y times x, right? And plus. Okay, so this is times cy e power iota square root ey times y plus dy e power minus iota square root ey times y. So we are just putting the values here, right? And here this is times cz e power uh, iota square root Ez times z plus dz e power minus iota square root Ez times z, right? And here here these cx and dx cy dy and cz dz are constants, right? These are constants. Okay. And by boundary conditions, the psi is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0, and it gives c sub x is equal to minus d sub x. And by the boundary conditions, psi is equal to 0, right? And y is equal to 0, it gives cy is equal to minus d sub y. And by boundary condition, psi is equal to 0 at z is equal to 0, so it gives us cz is equal to minus dz. So we have that this is equal to cx cy cz, and this is e power iota square root ex power times x minus e power minus iota square root ey. This is ex, right? So this is ex times x, and this is e power iota square root e sub y times y minus e power minus iota square root e sub y times y, right? And this is times e power iota square root e power z times z minus e power minus iota square root e sub z times z, right? And finally uh, this is equal to this is equal to a sine square root ex times x. So this is x, right? Sine up square root e sub y times y, and sine up square root e sub z times z, right? And using the above expression, this expression for the boundary condition, which is this is equal to 0 at x is equal to lx, it gives us ex is equal to l pi over lx whole square, right? And here by the boundary conditions, the above boundary conditions, which is x is equal to lz, and this gives us ez is equal to n pi over l sub z whole square, right? And where l r n is equal to 0 1 2 and up to so on, so we have l pi over lx whole square plus r pi over l sub y whole square plus n pi over l sub z whole square. This is equal to 8 pi square times m over h square times e. So e is equal to h square over 8 times m into l square over l sub x square plus r square over l sub y square plus n square over l sub z square. And this is equal to so when lx is equal to ly, and this is equal to lz, and this is equal to l, so e will be equal to h square over 8 times l square, and this is l square plus r square plus n square. And if e is equal to e naught par l is equal to 1, r is equal to n is equal to 0, so the next energy levels are given by the following equation. So E is equal to 3 E naught per L is equal to R is equal to N is equal to 1, right? And E is equal to 6 times E naught par L is equal to R, and R is equal to 1, right? And N is equal to 2. And since that the next energy level, which is E, is equal to 9 times E naught par L is equal to R, which is equal to 2, and N is equal to 1 here, right? And this let uh, the final energy level E is equal to 11 E naught par L is equal to R is equal to 1, and this is N is equal to 3. And the next energy level 12 E naught par L is equal to R is equal to N is equal to 2, right? 2 here. And E is equal to 14 times E naught par L is equal to 1, R is equal to 2, N is equal to 3, right? And this is a six-fold degenerate state, right? So L is equal to 2, N is equal to 3, R is equal to 1, right? And L is equal to 3, N is equal to 1, and R is equal to 2, and L is equal to 3, N is equal to 2, and R is equal to 1. So which is a six-fold degenerate state, right?